Hey guys, Chester Westford here. So while I was trying to come up with an idea for a video to do this week, I was thinking about Doctor Who, of course, since I wanted to do a Doctor Who video. And then I started thinking about some things that I wish would happen in the show, specifically on TV. And that got me to think we all have those fan wish lists, I think. Things that we wish would happen on the show, whether anybody else would like to see them or not. That's just something that would make us happy. And then I thought, why not share a list of some of the things I would like to see happen on the show specifically, and ask you guys for what you would like to see on the show, because I'd be interested to hear. For instance, the first thing on my list is I would like to see Susan back on the show, but not necessarily just Carol Ann Ford coming back. I always thought it would be interesting to see a regenerated Susan. It's not like I don't like Carol Ann Ford. She's done a great job returning to the role in Big Finish, and it would be fantastic to see her on TV again. I also know there's a lot of debate as to whether or not it's even possible for her to regenerate, but the truth is the show has never addressed the issue one way or another. Was she a member of the Academy when the Doctor took her away? If so, when are Time Lords granted the ability to regenerate? Do all those who live in the Citadel, are they granted the ability from a young age? I'm assuming she lived in the Citadel. Who knows? And I don't necessarily need these questions answered. Indeed, the fewer questions answered in the show like this, the better, since every time they answer anything, there seems to be a dozen contradictions. But we've seen multiple Masters, multiple Ronnies, at least in Big Finish. Even the Monk has regenerated. There's even a third Romana in Big Finish. Come to think of it, that's another character I'd like to see return. But anyways, I just think it'd be fun to, see another actor play the role, see how she'd be written. I'd accept this in Big Finish. I would prefer it on TV. What would be even cooler would be if they did bring Carol Ann Ford back for one episode, have her regenerate, and then maybe we get to know Susan 2 over the course of the next episode or so. This would be a great plot point for the 60th anniversary. Russell, get on it. Do some reshoots. I want to see this. Next thing on my list is I would love to see a Big Finish companion come to the TV series. I mean, I'd like to see more integration between Big Finish and the TV show in general. I realize the TV series cannot and should not be beholden to the audio series, there's so much of it. I'm not saying the showrunner should go look at the audio series and say, oh, they did that, so we can't do that. After all, if they'd looked at the Mary Shelley 8th Doctor adventures, they maybe would have never made The Haunting of Villa Diodati, and in my opinion, that is one of the best episodes the show has ever done, classic or new. But as a fan of Big Finish, I loved when McGann mentioned several of his companions in The Night of the Doctor. I've heard the argument that they'd never do it because viewers wouldn't know who these companions were, they'd just be confused, but I don't agree. New viewers didn't know who Sarah Jane was when she came back in 2006, and I'm pretty sure many viewers did not know who any of the returning companions were in Power of the Doctor, but they accepted they were past companions because they were told so, and it's already been established that there have been many companions in the past. People used to travel with the Doctor. That's all you really need to say. I used to travel with the Doctor years ago. You don't need to go into all Big Finish backstory or anything. That's really all you need. And people will accept this is a past companion. As for who would come into the TV series, I'm not sure. I'd say Lucy Miller, but the way her story ended would make that kind of difficult. Beyond that, if I was picking a character, it would probably be Flip Jackson. I haven't heard all of her stories, but from the few I have heard, I think she's a great character. And of course, I would want Lisa Greenwood to come in and play her. All in all, maybe I just really want Big Finish to be canon. There's some great stuff in there that adds to the overall mythos of the Whoniverse, like the Time War stuff, Colin Baker actually getting a proper regeneration story. Yeah, there are a few continuity difficulties, but let's be honest here, the show already has a few of those within itself. What difference would 3 or 4 make if Big Finish were canon? But I'm curious, chime in the comments below, what Big Finish companion, or book companion, or comic book companion, just what expanded media companion, if any, would you like to see in live action? And speaking of expanded media companions, the next thing on my list is something I think I've mentioned before, everyone's favorite talking penguin, Frobisher. In case you don't know, he's an alien detective who also happens to be a shapeshifter and who likes to take the shape of a penguin. He was originally introduced in the comics as a companion to the 6th Doctor, and has since made a couple appearances in Big Finish as well. I don't know that I would want him to be a regular, since having a shapeshifter aboard the TARDIS might be a bit too convenient for the plot at times, but I'd love for him to make a guest appearance, and since he is a shapeshifter, he doesn't have to stay a penguin for the whole episode if they wanted to save on the CGI budget. I also think it would be a really fun opportunity for the TV series to dip into the classic noir detective genre for an episode. I like it when the show does play with genres like that, and this is one I don't think they've ever done before. Big Finish did it with the Maltese Penguin, a delightful parody of the Maltese Falcon. Maybe they could even adapt that, or maybe not. Maybe just make a new story. Either way, I would love to see Frobisher in the show. And hey, with all the spin-offs, why not give him his own series? A noir detective series on Disney Plus starring Frobisher the Penguin. Oh, it could be animated. That sounds amazing. Okay, Russell, get on that too. So the next one on the list is Bring the Ronnie Back. Imagine it. A mysterious character is introduced. Everybody starts saying it is a joke. Maybe it's the Ronnie. Ha 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 ha. Nobody really thinks it's her, of course, because it's never the Ronnie. But then, suddenly, it is! It's actually the Ronnie. In a strange, twisted way, I think that would be an ultimate troll move on the part of RTD or whomever is running the show at the time. I mean, now that we have Time Lords back, yes, I know Gallifrey has been destroyed again, but I don't think there's any reason to assume every single Time Lord was on the planet when the Master destroyed it, especially not a renegade like the Ronnie. As soon as it came back from the Pocket Universe, don't you think she would have stolen a TARDIS and just gone on her own way? She's gotta be out there somewhere. And this leads into my final item on the list for today. Don't let all the Time Lords be destroyed again, RTD. I didn't mind it when they weren't there because of the Time War. It gave some good emotional backstory and interesting plot points for the Doctor during the initial years of the show. But Chibnall having it destroyed again for absolutely no reason? I mean, why was it a thing? The Master killed everyone on the planet because he was mad about the Timeless Child? Why? How? I know the Master's evil and the ultimate villain and all that, but I mean, one guy did that. One guy did all that, destroyed everyone. No one fought back? What, did every single person on the planet, Time Lord and Shibogan alike, just stand around the Panopticon in a circle and say, "Okay, we're here now, Master. Go ahead and shoot us." And unlike the Time War plot point, it doesn't add any emotional complexity to the Doctor. She barely notices that the planet she went through this whole emotional arc to save was destroyed again. Okay, I don't want to end this video with a rant, but please, RTD, please don't let that be the end of the Time Lords. I don't know why the modern writers are so afraid to use them. It's not like it's always been a disaster in the past. I think a lot of the fear that I see is like, oh, bringing the Time Lords in is in danger of messing with the continuity and downplaying them, and it's never good when the Time Lords come in. But I don't agree. Bringing Time Lords in doesn't have to have anything to do with the overall mythos of the show. The Time Meddler has been a fan favorite story for years. Fans love the Ronnie, they love the Master, they love the Monk. Even Drax has come back for a very entertaining story in Big Finish. The trouble with Drax, if you haven't heard it, it's a good one. Doesn't have anything to do with the overall mythos of the show. It's just fun. You can have fun bringing a Time Lord in. And that's what I want. Just another renegade Time Lord out there. Besides the Doctor, besides the Master, even someone neutral. Just have some fun with it. You can do that. Renegades don't have anything to do with their home planet anyway, so it's not going to mess with continuity necessarily. It's not going to downplay the Time Lords. I mean, they can just be fun characters. They are fun characters. So that's my list. What do you think? What's your fan wish list? I'd like to read it. So let me know in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. Goodbye.